Every single woman I know is carrying something heavy. Anxiety, pressure, fear, grief, shame, and expectations that come at us from every direction about how we should look, how we should act, who we should become, even who we can become. And the hardest part, most of it is invisible, in advertising or at work. They are perceptions that control these expectations. My name is Kayleigh Robertson, and I'm so excited to share these thoughts with you today. When I finished my university degree this year, I shared with my classmates that university honestly kicked my butt in the process of completion. And everyone around me said, "What do you mean? You seem like you have it all together." Surprised to hear that. Yes, I made it through it as an honors student while working full-time, becoming a published writer, and furthering my certifications. But why is it expected that life wasn't hard for me leading up to even starting my degree? We celebrate women who seem to have it all together, but rarely do we ask the cost to keep it together. I spent ages 13 to 18 struggling with mental health in and out of psychiatric units. My illness had residual effects, leaving me unable to pay my bills and survive as a young adult between ages 19 and 22. I couldn't help but wonder, would my classmates think differently if they knew this detail? Would their perception change, therefore altering the expectation of me and how hard I work? In that moment, I wanted to ignore a truth I have come to accept and know so well through the resiliency I have built through this struggle. A perception I felt they wouldn't understand. The perceptions control expectation. Our society today is largely based in the virtual world, which has instilled this consistent defense mechanism in women. Because as we are calculating what to post online, we are perceiving what others would think of us, based on an expectation of who we feel we should be, shifting the viewer's perception of who we say we are and their new expectation of us. It's a vicious cycle with no room to be humans being. We judge a woman's worth by her body, her relationship status, her job title, her Instagram bio, and even her tattoos, all visual labels before we truly learn her story. We never ask why, we just label her and perceive. We never stop to wonder why she chooses to post what she does or include in her bio. We just expect her to be perfect. And therefore, it's extremely hard being in this world. And living now within this virtuality, we have become a society that wants desperately to fit into the perception, and the world encourages us, through likes, filters, and trends, to lack the courage to stand alone. And it is no fault of our own. This is particularly difficult for women experiencing mental health, because when they don't meet the standard, they become labeled depressed and anxious, dramatic and difficult, bipolar and borderline, unstable and unwell. And we don't see the woman behind the label, the one who's fighting to get out of bed, the one who's surviving a breakup, a diagnosis, a trauma she's never spoken about to anyone, the one dealing with inevitable life factors as a human, all the while being told to do everything to reverse it, aging, the one who is still here even when every day feels impossible. We don't see the reality, we simply perceive and expect. I know I was once her. I couldn't meet a perception or exceed the expectation, and by the time I was 21, I had been labeled by others as broken, unstable, and incapable of a normal life. And the perception shaped my expectation. I was told I wouldn't recover, so for years, I didn't. I was told I wouldn't amount to anything, so for years I stopped trying. I was told I wasn't enough, and for years I believed it. I lost my education, I lost my future, and most painfully, I lost my sense of self. I lost me. I disappeared behind the labels, and this controlled me. This is all too often the case for women, for girls, especially for those of us living with mental illness. The numbers are continuing to rise. We are seeing more psychiatric admissions for young girls than ever before. Eating disorders, self-harm, anxiety, isolation, and social media has only deepened this pain. because it doesn't show us who we are, it shows us who we should be. Perceptions, expectations. It pushes a version of womanhood that's filtered, flawless, and honestly impossible. To be somebody, an algorithm that doesn't know or care that the woman scrolling already is. When this version of being a woman becomes the ideal, it is all too easy for it to control us, taking away our power to rewrite our ending or have a story at all. Now, what I've learned throughout my recovery, through my published research on social media use, and most importantly, through finding a special place in my heart to be me again, by deleting my social media accounts that prolonged my mental health, deletion that enabled me to actually love the woman I am more than anyone else before I could love anyone else. And by using the guiding principles that all of our mental health programs in Halton Healthcare have, in hope, self-efficacy, and autonomy. I've learned that we don't heal by striving to be someone else or living to someone else's ideal. We heal by simply becoming ourselves again. This meant saying yes to my story. It meant reminding myself that if I'm worth something later, I am worth something now. It meant having the courage to return to university, to pursue my dreams of becoming a doctor, and to give back to the hospital system the hope it once instilled in me. And it meant accepting everything through exploring the darkness, finding honesty to develop trust, no longer hiding my story behind labels or perception, false expectations, and what everyone told me I was, and what the world told me I could be had I never gotten sick. By forgetting the story of what women should be and living the story of the woman I truly am. We all have a story, but when we deny it, it owns us, and we live in labels. But when we accept it, we give ourselves the power to write our endings. I chose to own it, to give myself that exact power. From never recovering to recovered, from never amounting to anything to becoming everything I've ever dreamed of. To have more life now than I ever could have asked for, and to wake up every morning loving the woman staring back at me in the mirror. My dad says that what I am is a phoenix. I call myself a peer support specialist at Oakville Hospital for the first episode Psychosis Phoenix program. Peer support is much different than traditional therapy and counseling. It utilizes those who are once in recovery to be there and share with those who are currently in recovery. I show up for young people going through their first episode of psychosis, just like I once did. I get to say, you're not alone. I see you, and you're going to make it. I get to rewire within them that they have the power to control their own story and expectations, not to let the perceptions control them. And I remind them that I too am a human, a woman, that I too have a story. And it is a story that once scared me. It hurt me. And I was ashamed of it entirely based on the labels that was given to it. It's a story I still experience others trying to write for me, those who weren't really there for it at all. From my downfall to my rise from the ashes, others will have opinions and projections, and we must simply let them. This is part of the lived experience I use to help others in finding their own truth, and in aligning with Halton Healthcare to find hope, self-efficacy, and autonomy. So I couldn't leave this stage today without being the peer that I know I am, and without asking you all today the same things I ask young people I help. What story do you tell yourself? What does your narrative say? And what words do you give it? Have you simply accepted the perception the world has shown you that the algorithm wants you to adopt? Have your expectations of yourself shifted because of this? I encourage you to ask yourself what your heart actually wants and believes. You may be surprised to learn that right now what it believes is not in you. It may believe that you just haven't met the expectations, but what it wants is to accept, to own, and to rewrite your story. It wants to believe in you, to see you for who you are, not who you wish to be perceived as, in the world and in the mirror. These were the hard questions I asked myself, and I can assure you, if you've never felt seen before, you will feel seen now. But the difference is, you will feel seen by your own heart. Let your expectations be only perceptions, and to view them as such. Make your own algorithm, and let the world be whatever it is, while you believe in your story and whoever you desire to be. Thank you.